Hi, my babies, and welcome back to another video. It's your girl, Virgo Garden. If you don't know, now you know. Anything you need to know about little old me will be down below in the description box. You do not have to be a Virgo to watch this video. Hi, my babies. Hi, my babies. Hi, happy Sunday. Let's go ahead and get the last Sunday mimosa of the month out. So, with this one, we are going to be talking about why you shouldn't keep people beyond their expiration date. But before we go ahead and get into that, y'all already know, quick announcements. I am available for personal readings right now, so book me before I close them. I am taking pre-recorded readings and also video chat readings as well. Check the description box. Now, we are going to be talking about somebody that I'm going to rename him Matt. Okay, this is somebody who was my mentor, somebody I've known since I was 7. He is much older than me. I did forget to put that in my notes. I'm glad I said that. He is much older than me. When I say much older than me, he's probably now in his early 40s. Well, okay, I'm not trying to offend nobody when I say much older than me, but he ain't in my dating range is what I'm saying, okay? So, he's somebody with a whole hell of a lot of wisdom, though, and very, very useful to have on the team in so many different ways. He has street smarts, he has street connects, he has book smarts, he has business connects, okay? Like, the man knows how to make money, he knows how to get you in contact with people who are making money, and yeah, okay? He's the low-key guy that you want to be connected with. So, me and Matt met when I first moved to the neighborhood that I grew up in. I was 7, and he used to basically like look out for me and the other kids in the neighborhood, make sure that we could at least walk home safely on our block and ain't nobody messing with us, right? So I didn't have a relationship with him actually growing up, but I knew who he was. I knew what house he lived in. And he actually was in his parents' house because when I was 7, he was like, he got to be older than that. He got to be older than that because he was like in his 20s when I moved out there. He was like in his early 20s. He was like 21, 22, I think. So, yeah. But, he was living at his parents' house and whatnot, though. But he also had his own spot, too. So, yeah, he, like, listen, when I say he one of the type of people, you wouldn't know he was balling because he just keep it so regular, like how most people with money really do. Like, they're not flashy with their shit. He keep it white tee, jeans, some Nikes. Like, he keep it so regular. Got multiple cribs, multiple cars. Keep it so regular though. Okay, so me not knowing all of this at the time, I'm just a kid, just trying to live life. Didn't want to be in my house, so I always try to be outside all the time. Cause y'all know the story with my family, okay? But yeah, so like he just used to be somebody I would see every once in a while. He pull up on me, I'm outside riding my bike or something, or walking around with my homegirl. He'd be like, "What y'all doing? Don't be out here trying to act grown," type thing, right? So I ran back into him when I was, cause it like had been a minute since I seen him, and I ran back into him when I was like 16 at my neighbor's 4th of July party. Well, 4th of July cookout actually. And I think I've told y'all about this before, where my next door neighbor, he used to cut everybody's grass, and then he would have like a thank you cookout on the 4th of July for all his customers. And since the neighborhood I grew up in is a pretty fucking big neighborhood, okay, and he cut at least half the neighborhood's grass, everybody was out there, yo. Our block used to be deep. But I ran back into him there. And in Virginia, we got this thing, okay, I don't know y'all do it everywhere else. I'm pretty sure somewhere out there, like in another state, y'all do. But we got this thing like when we was growing up anyways, like, 90s baby type thing. The green box though, okay, like meet me at the green box. Okay, like y'all don't y'all 2000 babies, y'all don't know nothing about the green box, man. The green box is a big electrical box that basically powers everybody's electricity in the neighborhood. Okay, but we used to sit on that shit, dance on that shit, make beats on that shit, okay? Like, we used to do everything, okay? So during the cookout, I mean, naturally it's dark outside, and my block actually wasn't a straight block like how most people is. It also was not a court, or what people call, I think, a cul-de-sac. It wasn't that either. It was an actual circle. So it's basically a big ass cul-de-sac but it has a big ass circle sitting in the middle of it with 3 houses on it. Yeah, so that's why they called it a circle, because it wasn't a court, it was a circle. So the side of the circle where the green box is at, my house can't see me. Okay, remember I'm 16. Okay, underage. Okay, you catch my drift. It's a 4th of July cookout. Hint, hint. Okay, but where we're at though, where the green box is, they couldn't see me from my house anyway, and they was outside minding their business, listening to them oldies but goodies. But they was out there smoking, and I was already at 16. I had already tried a cigarette, and I didn't like the shit. But I was smoking black and mild stuff, but I was smoking every once in a while, not all the time. So we at the green box, and it's me, my cousin Bree that I told y'all about, and then Cece that I told y'all about as well. See how this all comes back together. And when I say it was a whole bunch of niggas around that green box, it was a whole bunch of niggas around that green box, okay? It was like 7, 8 of them. Now, I said, can I hit the black and mild? Me only had smoked black and milds and trying a cigarette one time. I have not tried anything else at this point in my life, right? So it's dark. And it's more than just black and milds out there. There's also blunts in the air. But me being the naive, little sweet little child that I am, you're right, but still, I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of black and milds out here. Not realizing till after I hit one, oh, that wasn't a black and mild. But I mean, I didn't want to break rotation, so this is the story of the first time I ever hit weed. Okay, I didn't know I was hitting it. It was accidental, people. But I did notice that Matt kept staring at me, and I'm thinking in my head, why he keeps staring at me for? Now, at 16, I'm not gonna lie, I was built like a motherfucker. I was flat-chested, okay? Didn't have no tatas. I didn't have no stomach either, but I had thighs and hips for days, and I had an onion booty, okay? When I say an onion booty, honey, you couldn't even pay for that booty, okay? They can't even shape it like that, all right? So I noticed he keeps staring at me and stuff. But then I also noticed, oh, I'm feeling a little funny. I need to go in the house. I need some water. My mouth dry. Okay. So Bree and Cece. Now Bree is a wannabe goody two shoes, but she really not. But smoking was not her thing at all at that point, right? But Cece was smoking. Okay. Cece knew what we was hitting. She was sucking the hell out them blunts. Okay. I was like, what is this? I'm slightly hitting it, like, okay. So me, Cece, and Bree go in the house. Now, this part of the story really ain't got nothing to do with Matt, but it's just funny to me anyway. So we go in the house, and we in my room. Now, me and my sister was sharing a room. So our room was pretty big. So my bed was like right in front of the door, and then my sister's bed was on the other side of the room, in front of the closet. So as soon as we come in the room, Cece go run and go lay down on my sister's bed. I don't know why, when my bed was closer to the door. Bree get on the phone. She talking to one of her little boy toys, and she's like, oh my God, I do believe I'm high. And I'm like, girl, why are you talking like that for? And my high ass falls out the lawn chair. I just fell over. Like, I thought I was sitting up straight, but apparently I wasn't. Okay. I just fell over. And my sister come in the room like, what in the hell? Okay. So, yeah, I got my first time getting high. I got high with Matt. So, the next time me and Matt linked back up, it was actually at Mac's house. And we used to, like, just kick it in the sunroom, and we would have, like, topics and stuff like that. But he didn't really take them serious. He knew they were just a bunch of knuckleheads. But what he was trying to do was feed us wisdom and to get us on the right track and to stay out of trouble. And he was trying to give us knowledge to get ahead than other people around our age, since he's much older than us, right? So I guess he kind of noticed like I had a hustle spirit about me. And he was like, well, let me see what you can do with some vintage jewelry. And I've never sold, well, I had sold something before, because I told him I had tried my first company where I was making earrings, and them earrings used to look so horrible. It was beaded jewelry, and it used to look so horrible, y'all. But he was like, he noticed the hustle in me. So he was trying to invest in me. So he was like, well, let me see what you could do with vintage jewelry. He said sell it from anywhere for $2 to $10. Like the real nice stuff, he was like sell that for like 20. But like this anything else, he was like sell it anywhere for $2 to $5 basically. So basically, I'm selling jewelry for $2, $3, $4, $5 really, y'all. And I'm bringing this man $100, $130, $75 every week. Every week, yo. And he looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, you bringing in some real money. Like, you really hustling. Now, I didn't know he also had gave jewelry to Mac and to somebody else that used to come over there. And they did absolutely, positively nothing with it. Now, the other one, okay, Matt was also the plug, okay? When I say he was a plug, he was connected to the plug, the big plug in this area, okay? And he actually gave one of them some smoke to sell, cause he noticed they couldn't sell jewelry. They was like Tyrese homeboy from Baby Boy. Okay, I'm just trying to sell you this here dress. Okay, what type of material is it made out of? Like they couldn't do it, yo. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna put y'all on the weed and I'm gonna let Nina sell the jewelry. So I mean, we went for a minute, like I want to say close. I don't know, y'all. 6 months to a year, I think. I was selling. I think it was a year. I was selling jewelry for him for a year, and I was just out of college. And gracious, I was just trying to make some ends meet. But the fucked up thing was, I'm giving him $100, $150, $75, and I'm getting $10, $20, $30. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna complain, but at the same time, like I'm doing all the hard work, shit. Like, shit, you just picking up old-ass jewelry and telling me to sort through it and pick what you think I could sell. Like, but okay. But what he was actually teaching me, y'all, was how to not only wholesale, because he actually took me with him to one of the places, and he taught me how to pick wholesale. But also, he was teaching me how to be in connection with my market, to know who my market is, which is something that the other two couldn't get. They didn't know their market, and that's why they couldn't sell anything. Same thing with Tyrese homeboy. He didn't know his market. If you don't know your market, then you ain't got your pitch, okay? You gotta have your pitch together, too. That's part of marketing, all right? So he saw that I really had that down pat, and like I was making moves for him for a minute, y'all. I was making moves with the jewelry for a minute, and I was grateful for it because I really needed the money. And also, like I said, you know, he was connected to the big plug, like the plug in this area. So I actually started buying smoke from him because, like, it doesn't happen out here anymore, thank God. But that also makes me wonder about the quality that's out here. But, like, back in the day, like, when I was in college and when I got out of college, like, every October, it would be bone dry out this bitch. It would be so hard trying to find some smoke. Like, all the smoke men be like, my plug ain't got it. My connect ain't got it. They just ain't got it right now. I don't know what to tell you. I'm hurt, too. Like, every October, and I noticed this shit happened for, like, 3 years straight. I'm like, bro, this is some bullshit. Like, what the hell is going on here? I just so happened to hit Matt up, and we was talking. He was like, why you sound frustrated for? I'm like, I ain't got no damn weed. He was like, oh, that's all you needed? He said, what you want? I'm like, what? So that's how I started buying smoke from him and stuff. And then also, like, depending on who was over the sunroom, he would come over there and he would have us try some new weed or something that was out. But they didn't know that's what he was doing. I knew that what he was doing. But they didn't know that. So he was like, I'm going to roll up for y'all or whatever. He don't even smoke. So when he came in and said he about to roll up for us, I knew something was up, right? So he rolled up and I was watching him because my cousin always taught me. He said, no glove, no love. And if you don't see them roll it, don't smoke it. Okay? Those were two of the best pieces of advice I have ever gotten in my life. Okay? So I'm watching him as he rolling it, make sure he ain't putting nothing extra in there. Even though I know you my homie, but still, I gotta watch your ass. Okay, I gotta watch your ass. So everybody talking and we doing the topics and everything, and we in good conversation. And next thing I know, he was like, huh? He was like, go ahead, spark, Nina. So I go ahead, spark it. I'm like, boy, this some good ass weed. Oh my God, like that's one of them janks, like third, fourth hit, like you high. Like, they don't make it like that no more. Good God, bring that chronic back. So, I'm passing it around to everybody. We smoking and we all talking. And I think it was probably about 10 minutes in the smoking. Because he wrote another one. It's probably about 10 minutes in the smoking. Everybody noticed We a little higher than what we usually be getting. Okay. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? What is this that we smoking? Cause like you just set up here, roll 2 blunts, and we on the second blunt, and we all smoking it like some dumbasses. Ain't nobody asked what it was or anything. I said, what is this, yo? And he started laughing. It's one of them laughs, like, you know, when you hear somebody laugh and they got one of them funny ass laughs that make you laugh because that shit's so funny. He got one of them laughs, so he started laughing like that. So everybody else started laughing. And I mean, we was laughing for a minute. I was like, all right, nah, for real though, what the fuck is this? And he was like, Takal, Takal. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Takal, Takal. What the fuck? And he just kept saying that, Takal, Takal. And we like, man, what the fuck, yo? So I had to Google it. One of the things I popped up, I think it was like a Method Man song or some shit. And it meant good weed. But then, cause they started getting worried too. They're like, what the fuck you talking about, Takal, Takal, yo? We're like, what the fuck is Takal? Like, I ain't never heard of no Takal before. So I kept doing my research like the Virgo I am, right? And some told me, look at the urbandictionary.com definition. And I looked at it, and I'm reading it, and I got to the bottom of that paragraph, and that shit said angel dust. I said, oh, wait, hold on. Pause, though. Pause. Oh, hell. And I start going off. Everybody like, what the fuck is wrong? What the fuck is wrong? Matt over there laughing his ass off. I said, this shit said, and I started reading it, and they was like, okay, that ain't that bad. That ain't that bad. And then I said, angel dust. And my homeboy that was holding the blunt, right, he had just hit the blunt. And I said, angel dust. When I said his eyes got so fucking big, that shit was hilarious. His ass got so fucking big. He started looking at the blunt like, what the fuck is in this shit, yo? Like, that shit was so funny, because he really had us thinking that we hit some angel dust. Like, that shit wasn't cool, though. Like, that shit wasn't cool. But he the type of person that like to play with people like that and stuff. So I got the job at the flea market, and that's where I'm selling majority of his jewelry and stuff. I'm still selling for him. But I also started my own company. And the reason why I started my own company is because Papi Chulo that I had told y'all about, I think it's when you fall in love for the wrong reason or something like that. One of them Sunday Mimosas. Papi Chulo had told me I was too good for the circle of friends that I had, talking about the people at the sunroom. Told me I was too good for the job that I was at. And he was right. And he was like, you deserve better than this. And he was trying to encourage me to go back to school and start my own business. So I started my own business. I didn't want to go back to school because I had just graduated. And I was like, oh no, fuck that. Okay, fuck that. I need a break. Fuck that. But I started my own business. And it wasn't FAB Boutique at first, but it was how FAB Boutique was born, because I started selling what they like to call urban jewelry, okay? But it was selling to the point where Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, because that's the thing that made her the most famous, so she Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, okay? Me and her actually had one of the same wholesalers at the same time. This heifer was legit on Love and Hip Hop with earrings I had like just posted the week before on my shop site, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool then. I'm on the right path, okay? So it got to the point where I stopped selling his, because mine was doing so well. Didn't nobody want his anymore. He won't picking good stuff anymore. He was out of touch. And then he had also bought this other lady's y'all hear them sirens? He also had bought this other lady's company. He bought her out because her stuff wasn't selling, or she couldn't get it to sell. So I had the last bit of that stuff, and I ended up selling that too. But he didn't like the fact that I had stopped selling his stuff, and then I was going to different vending events, like I did VA Fashion Week. I told y'all about that, where Daphne and Tim Reed was there. I was going to places out of town vending as well. So he didn't like that I was being more successful with my own shit, but I was more passionate about my own shit as well. And also he was like jealous. It's like he was proud of me, but he was jealous at the same time. It's like, oh, I'm proud of you because you actually listening to me and you taking my advice. And it's like that shit turned him on, because the rest of us was knucklehead. The rest of them was knuckleheads, but I listened and took his advice. So he took it like, okay, you take everything I say serious, which I did, because I knew he had a lot of knowledge. And the fact that he actually saw that I took what he taught me and applied it and it was successful, it made him proud, but he was still jealous at the same time. So yeah, I can't sit up here completely say that this was a bad connection, because out of all the people that used to come through there, and there used to be a shitload of people that would come through there, I would get special treatment though compared to the rest of them. But that's because I was really trying to get my life together in my early 20s compared to people who was older than me or around my same age, and they was just fucking up after fuck up after fuck up. So I would get special treatment. Like, nobody was allowed in his house over there at the sunroom. Me and one other person were the only ones he would allow in there. The only reason why he would allow the other one in there, because he was selling his weed. That's why, okay? He was selling his weed. So he would put me on and stuff, or like he was having like a special party or whatever, because he had like this like dope decked out gazebo type thing in the back of his yard and shit, and he had a lake in the back of his yard too. So like that shit was dope, and that shit was right there on the water, and he had like this screened in like little hut or something that he had built, and like we used to be kicking it in there. He would have kickbacks out there. We'd be playing music, just looking at the water, getting high, enjoying ourselves, y'all. And he would also put me on the stuff that was like developing in the area. Like they was gonna build like something major, like they about to build a casino out here. And like he would tell me about stuff like that, and I would know like before everybody else would know, or before it would hit the news. Also, he is the reason why I met who a lot of people know by the name of Dr. Umar Johnson. It is because of him I met Umar Johnson. I just so happened to have been at work, and he called me, and I had like an hour and some change before I got off work, and he was like, "You gonna meet me downtown?" I was like, "Meet you downtown for?" He was like, "Umar in town." Okay, great for Umar. I'm at work. Okay, the fuck? He was like, "Nah." He said, "I'll get you in," because he knows Umar personally. And he was like, "Nah, I'll get you in." And he did. And he said, "You'll get to meet him and take a picture with him and everything." And he did exactly that. I got to meet Dr. Umar. I got to shake that man's hand. I got to have a conversation with him. I got to read his energy. And I got to take my picture with him. And I'm going to leave that one alone. And also, but if I can remember, I'll try to insert the picture. And also, I do remember, like, me and him was close. So, like, he trusted me with certain things. And he was sick with pneumonia one time. And I had to go to Subway to go get him a sandwich. And I felt so bad because I go get the sandwich. And he texted me all this shit he want on his sandwich. And I'm like, "You just being difficult. You acting like a big baby, this, that, and the third." I never seen him look so pathetic in my life. As soon as I walk in the crib, he like, "I want some orange juice and I want a tuna fish sub from Subway." Soon as I walk in the crib, he walking down the hallway. I'm like, "Yo, I got your orange juice," and I'm all happy. I'm like, I got the order right, and I go hand him his sub, and the person put the sub in the bag wrong, and I swear that shit fell out their bag in slow motion. It was only half of it though. Thank God, the other half was still in the bag, but it ain't my fault. The person put the shit in the bag wrong, okay? But yeah, he was looking at me like, "Bitch, I could kill you." And another time, I was actually sick, and I was over his house. And I remember it was December, and it was him and somebody else that used to come over to his parties and stuff. And he was somebody that was older too. And I just remember I was like belligerently sick, okay? And that means anything can come out my mouth. I be telling all my damn business, right? Because I'm like delusionally out of my mind because I'm that sick. So I'm over his house, and he making me this goddamn concoction and shit with rum in it and orange juice. I don't know what else he put in there. He said he put like 3-4 different alcohols in there to help knock the cold out my body and stuff. I don't know why I let that man do that. I get to drinking that shit, and I know damn well I was not drinking liquor like that no more. And oh my God, my lips got so damn loose. Started telling my business, and I told a story about somebody I have not told y'all about yet. But oh, when I say I got so many stories coming about this person, we're gonna call him Baby Dick. I briefly have told y'all about him a little bit, but yeah, I was talking about Baby Dick, and I was like, yeah, I did this to a dude one time, and he came in like a second and a half, and they looking at me like, "What the fuck did you do to that nigga that he came there?" And I'm not even thinking like, yo, you just told 2 grown ass men you did something to a man and he came within 2 seconds. You're not thanking, child, what you just did. Me thinking, I'm telling them as homeboys, they over there getting the fuck aroused. And I'm not even knowing this shit. And Matt was like, oh, he said, you being real honest tonight, ain't you? And then that's when I realized, bitch, shut up. I was like, yo, I need to go. He's like, no, stay. I was like, no, I need to go, yo. So it had got to a point basically with Mac. My bro that I had fell out with, I told y'all about in another Sunday Mimosa, where I just couldn't come around his house anymore. And they literally stayed around the corner from each other. And I just couldn't come to his house anymore. So I had already kind of stopped going over there. And then I just wasn't fucking with the old neighborhood like that no more. And it won't on no, oh, fuck y'all type shit. It was just some, Nina gotta get Nina right. Like, okay, I fucked up at 18 and got criminal charges. I fucked up a lot of fucking job opportunities for me. I didn't even have enough fucking job experience up under my belt to be like, I fuck them charges, I'm good. I got enough job experience. Like, no, bro, I didn't have no job experience for real, and I got fucking charges. So I'm just focusing on getting money without, like, degrading myself as a person. And that's all I cared about, was just getting money and getting the fuck up out my mama's house. So he was kind of feeling some type of way because I wasn't coming around like that anymore. And I remember I went, actually the last time I went to his house, well, the time before last, well, okay, here we go. Time before last, I went over his house, right? He had some bitches over there. And they, when I say I ain't never seen bitches that actually really look like fucking gutter rats, they actually look like fucking gutter rats. Like, I know people be like, oh, hood rat, or you gutter rat, or this, that, and the third. No, they actually look like actual rats in the face. Like, these bitches' eyes was red as hell. Like, they had just ate some decon or some shit. And I was looking like, what in the world do you have up in here? What in the downtown, okay, do you have up in here? And I told him, when he walked me out his house, I'm like, I'm disappointed. And he was like, why? I'm like, because I know you can do better than these bitches. But basically what he told me on that porch, because I could look at their energy, I could tell they was there to be, they were paid, y'all, to be quite honest. They were paid to have sex that night. And I could tell that was the situation that was going on. They gonna laugh at anything you say when you paying them, boo-boo, okay? And basically what he told me was that he's not attractive to most women, so he got to take what he can get and how he can get it. And I was like, nah, you need to do better than that. And he not lying. He ain't the most attractive person. Like, he got a funny side eye, and I don't know. But, okay, listen, let's not get into details, okay? But he wasn't lying. He's not the most attractive person, but I just knew he could do better than that. So, the next to the last time I went over his house, he kept trying to, by the way, this is the same person, because I left that part of the story out. This is the same person that offered me $20,000 for my pussy, and I told him no. That shit pissed him off too. But this time though, the time before last I went over there, he offered me $10,000 to spend the night with him, and so he could just have his way with me. And I know for a fact that man got it like that. And I told him no, and he did not like that shit, and he kicked me out his house. He kicked me out his house. I was already on my way out anyway. I just came to pick up my smoke. But he kicked me out his house because I didn't want to have sex with him for $10,000. Like, nigga, if I didn't want to do 20, what the fuck make you think I'm gonna do 10? You go in the wrong direction, so okay? Okay, you go in the wrong direction. If I ain't gonna do it for 20, I don't know what the fuck make you thought 10 was gonna work. Okay, no thank you. So he didn't like that either, and that's when I started getting that feeling like, yo, I really don't need to be fucking with him like that or going around him like that. Like, I just need to keep it like a every once in a while type thing. And I'm kind of torn because it's somebody I've known since I moved to the city, since I was 7 years old, and I'm grateful for him and all the things he has done for me, going to the store to go get me Black and Milds when I won't supposed to be smoking, you know what I'm saying, like, give me smoke when ain't nobody else has smoke, putting me on, giving me the knowledge, showing me how to really, he didn't even show me how to hustle, he just put me in a position to see if I could do something with it, and then he put me in a position to be able to do more by giving me knowledge that he had. This man taught me how to do a fucking business plan, the correct way to go get a loan from a bank. I still have that shit where he marked all them red marks all over it because he was like, nope, change this, change that. They don't give a fuck about this. You need to add this in. Go back, bring it to me again. And we went through that about 3 times. But he made sure my business plan was right. He said, now you're ready to go to a bank. Just know your numbers. So when I say beyond grateful for this man, he has fixed my car before and didn't charge me for it. Beyond grateful for this man. But just because we have history does not give you the right to violate me. Last time I went over his house, I go get some smoke. And I felt uncomfortable. I had lost some weight in my stomach, but my thighs and my ass was still there, and I had titties this time. So my shape was a little bit what we call on point. Okay? So he just kept looking at me, and I had my hair braided. I had on snow boots. I had on one of my Bob Marley shirts. And I ain't gonna lie, I was looking very cute that day. And he kept trying to get me to stay. He had my favorite chair. He had like this unique shaped love seat that I really, really loved. And I always said I was going to get one shaped that way. Not anymore. So he was like, sit down on the love seat. And he kept trying to ask me questions, trying to get me to stay, trying to prolong. Basically, he was lonely, y'all. He was lonely. Because wasn't nobody going around Mac House no more. Because that shit got completely shut down. Because he had that new girlfriend. So wasn't nobody going over there no more. So it's like, we just see each other when we see each other. And that was barely. So he ain't had nobody to talk to or kick it with or nothing like that. So he was just trying to get me to stay. And I didn't want to stay. I was uncomfortable. I didn't like the energy. So then he pulls on something that he knows is going to get me to stay a little longer. He started pulling out books. I love reading. I love knowledge. Okay? And he pulling out shit that he know I want more knowledge on. So I'm reading the book. I'm like, yo, let me take this home and I'll bring it back. And he was like, nope, you got to read it right here. And I was like, okay, well, I'll come back another time and read the rest of it. I'm just finished this chapter. And he was like, no, Nina. He was like, you can have a book. I was like, oh, I can have a book. He's like, yeah, if you have sex with me. And I'm like, no. Like, the fuck? Like, we're going the wrong direction. No. So he kept doing that. He was like, Nina, you look so sexy and this. And I'm like, yo, chill out. And he wouldn't. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and go. I got stuff I got to do, this, that, and the third. He was like, Nina, stay. And I was like, I don't want to stay. So he literally stood in front of me because he knew I was about to get up. And I was like, I don't want to stay. And I tried to get up and he pushed me back on the love seat. And when he pushed me back on the love seat, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? I'm like, you play too much. And he just pinned me down. And I'm trying to get my arms from up under him. That's when I realized this nigga ain't playing no more. And I'm like, oh, fuck no. I'm thinking about when I was loose in the lips. I told these motherfuckers I hold Genesis world record for making a nigga come the fastest. Like, yo, I'm like, bitch, you done did it now. Now, this is my third time I'm almost about to get raped in my life. And I'm thinking I ain't gonna make it out this time. Real talk. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna look when I go home. And I want to see me crying and just in tears. So I'm basically finding my way up. And he was like, nope, I'm not going to let you up. And he talking all type of shit to me. And I'm like, get the fuck off me, this, that, and the third. He tried to cover my mouth. I bit the nigga. And then it got to the point where I'm thinking I'm winning, right? I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting this nigga off of me. I'm starting to, gain some strength. Oh, this motherfucker cocks my legs open. And I'm fighting him the whole time, trying to keep my legs closed. Thank God I had on jeans and a tight-ass belt. Because he tried to get my belt off and he couldn't. But then he starts dry humping me. At this point, I'm screaming and I'm crying because I'm thinking this nigga about to rape me for real. And he's laughing. Remember I told y'all he had that funny ass laugh. He is laughing, yo, like the Joker type laugh type shit, yo. And he is just laughing and laughing and laughing. And I got tears coming down my face and I'm screaming. And this nigga won't get off me. Because I thought I was winning. And he just straight overpowered me to show me, yeah, if I wanted to rape you, bitch, I could. And then he just got off me. And I left out the house and I never went back there again. The last time I saw him, I'm not gonna lie, I ain't had no car, okay? I was walking down the street. To the store. And he drove past me on his motorcycle and he was shaking his head. But I tell you this, I'd rather fucking walk wherever the fuck I got to go before I ever let anybody fucking degrade me and disrespect me like that. So, alright, babies, I'm your girl, Virgo Garden. If you didn't know that shit, I bet you know that shit now. How to follow me, how to book me, and how to get my wonderful, beautiful, amazing products that you all love so much will be down below in the description box. I love you, babies. The lesson we learned here is when you know somebody's time has expired in your life, it's just best to go ahead and get their ass the fuck up out of there. Because the longer you let them stay, the more they gonna fucking stank it up. Love you, babies. Mwah.